Hi scholars! Today we're going to do a little unit rate practice and then look ahead to next week into review of proportions. Since we've been doing this for a few days, go ahead and solve this first one on your own. Alright, so always keep in mind in our solve strategy, I want to look at the question right here, and I'm looking for how many yards of fence can Mr. Adams secure with 1 pound of nails. So organizing facts, I see that there's 1 pound of nails. I'm going to label as UR because that's a unit rate when I'm looking for 1 of something. 2/3 pounds of nails, that's a organizing fact that I need. And 3 1/3 yards of fence, that's something I need. My lineup, my problem, and my V for verify, again, those can kind of be put together. So in the actual question part, I'm looking for how many yards of fence, comparing that to the number of pounds of nails. So I'm going to go ahead and show that my comparison is yards to pounds of nails. If you put fence over nails, that's still the same thing. So I'm going to be careful to fill in my numbers. I need the number of yards we have, which is 3 1/3. Comparing that to 2/3 pounds of nails. And again, unit rate, I'm just going to divide. So I'm going to take this complicated looking ratio and I'm going to write my problem horizontally, side by side. So 3 1/3 divided by 2/3. Again, I need to convert my mixed number to an improper fraction. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10/3, divided by 2/3. Dividing fractions, I keep, change, flip. So that's 3/2. Multiply straight across. I get 30/6. And 30 divided by 6 is 5. Again, I always want to go back to understand what is that 5. And that 5 is 5 yards of fence. Can be secured with 1 pound of nails. Alright, go ahead and take a look at this second problem and solve on your own. Alright, so first thing we need to do is use our solve strategy. We're looking for which one of these statements describes this change. So some key facts are that the temperature changes from -32 degrees to 15 degrees in 7 minutes. So from the answer choices, I know that I'm comparing the temperature increase to the minutes. I know that there was a 7-minute temperature change. In order to find the change in the actual temperature, change means I subtract. So I'm going to do 15 minus, here's the tricky part, I'm subtracting -32. And remember, when I have a double negative like this, it becomes addition. So really now this is 15 plus 32. So I get D, 47. So this is saying that the temperature increased 47/7 or 47/7 of a degree every single minute. All right, so now we are going to prepare for next week. So we're going to look ahead to next week by practicing what we did last year, which is solving proportions. So first we're going to take a look at one very basic proportion. Remember, proportions are two ratios that are set equal to each other. To solve for x, to solve for a variable in a proportion, we're going to cross multiply. So I'm going to do 8 times x. Some of you might know this as the butterfly. And that is equal to 5 times 12, which is 60. I want to get x by itself. So remember, with an equation, I always do the opposite. So since this is saying 8 times x, I need to do the opposite and divide by 8. This is so 8 divided by 8 cancels out and is just 1, or 1x. And then 60 divided by 8, I'm going to come over to the side and quickly divide. 8 goes into 60 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. I subtract and get 4. I'm not done. I need to finish it by adding a decimal and a 0. And 8 goes into 40 5 times. So my x is 7.5. All right, go ahead and try number 2 on your own. All right, so just like before, I'm going to cross multiply to solve for x. So 5 times x is 5x. We set that equal to 13 times 4, which is 52. To get x by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And I get x equals 10.4. Alright, so now let's take a look at some more complex proportions. Proportions with fractions. So let's not get freaked out with fractions. The process is still the same. We just need to multiply and divide with fractions instead. So we'll do the first one together. So first I'm going to do 1/2 times x, 1/2 x, and that's going to equal 4 times 1/5. Again, anytime we're multiplying or dividing fractions, we can come over to the side and write it out. When I multiply, I get 4/5. So 1/2 x equals 4/5. Again, I'm going to divide by the number with my variable. So I'm going to divide both sides by 1/2. 1/2 divided by 1/2 is just 1, or 1x. Come over to the side, write this division problem out horizontally. I'm doing 4/5 divided by 1/2. So I keep, change, and flip. Multiply straight across, and I get 8/5. So yes, this is correct, but we can also turn that into a mixed number. 5 goes into 8 one whole time. The remainder would be 3. And my denominator doesn't change. So my x is 1 3/5. Go ahead and solve this second one. on your own. Alright, so we cross multiply first. So 3 times x is 3x. And that's going to equal 1/4 times 2/3. Again, come over to the side. Multiply straight across. We get 2/12. If you left it like that, that's fine. But because I can simplify, I'm going to go ahead and simplify that by 2 to 1/6. So I'm now working with smaller numbers. We should divide by 3. So this x is by itself. Again, I'm going to come to the side and do 1/6 divided by 3 over 1. Keep, change, flip, and I get x is 1/18. Great job if you got that correct. All right, now that we've done a couple together, go ahead and solve both of these on your own. All right, so let's check this first one. First, going to do 2 times x to get 2x. 1/6 times 1 1/3. Convert the mixed number to an improper fraction. Multiply straight across. I get 4/18, but I can simplify this by dividing by 2 to get 2/9. So 2x equals 2/9. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I need to do 2/9 divided by 2, or 2/1. Keep, change, flip, multiply across, and I get 2/18, which can be simplified down to 1/9. All right, let's check the second one. I'm going to go 2/3 times x, which is just 2/3 x, and then 2.5 times 1/4. Convert to an improper fraction, so it's going to be 5/2 times 1/4. Multiply straight across. I get 5/8. Next, I'm going to divide by 2/3. So I get x equals, I'm going to come over to the side again, 5/8 divided by 2/3. Keep, change, flip, multiply straight across. I get 15/16. Awesome job if you got both of these correct. Be sure before ending that you correct any mistakes that you made.